Hello and welcome to Giant Bomb's 2017 Game of the Year Deliberation Podcasts. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Brad.
Who's ready to argue about video games?
I don't think we're going to be arguing.
I was born
no
ready.
arguing.
No,
All right.
we're all going to come to agreement pretty
Okay,
quick,
well,
I
this
think.
is let's combine our hive mind and just rattle off the winners right now. Then.
Have you played Nier?
What's that?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Our fishing was great.
You can tell me all about it
All right.
on these podcasts, where we go through all 20 of our Game of the Year award categories and hash out the winners.
This is day one.
This is day one.
Yeah, the first day.
Yes. We have 4 categories today, just like we will have every day going forward. Not a lot to know other than you will get wet, you may get soaked.
Yeah.
You may
First
get
3 rows splattered area.
Okay,
You may
okay,
get-
yeah, I see where this is going.
you may get spoiled.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
splash
yeah.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
The
This is
spoilers-
this is the spoiler splash
Yes.
zone.
Yeah, put on your poncho.
Let me get my watermelon and mallet.
Yeah, we won't
Smash the shit out of this fruit.
We won't go out of our way to spoil everything we talk about, but sometimes it may be necessary to say things that you might not want to hear if you haven't played a game. So
Yeah.
be
Some
wary.
categories will be more like that than others
Yes. Yeah.
inherently, but
Yeah.
it could happen.
We try
at any
to
time.
we try to kind of backload the week with the more sensitive stuff, so people have time to play through.
We'll also try to give warning. where we can.
Yeah, we won't do it. Yeah. But do be warned, if there are any games you care a lot about, you should play them before this.
So you're saying the best way to listen to these podcasts is to not care at all about games?
There you go.
And then embark
Yeah.
on a 20-hour voyage of people talking about the
Or
minutiae
to
of
be
video games.
insane and finish every video game that came out.
Yeah,
this
that
year.
also
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, that works.
A lot of short games came out this year
Yes.
for sure. So.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, have
very
fun.
finishable stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
How's your new game plus Persona run going?
Oh, it's great, man. I'm on my second one.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, without further ado, the categories for day one are 2017's Old Game of the Year, Best Shopkeeper, Most Disappointing Game, and Best Looking Game.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. Yeah. 2017's Old Game of the Year. This is a weird category.
Yeah,
I feel like it gets weirder every year, but
vestigial.
It's my
thing.
favorite leadoff, though.
yeah,
It's a great, a kind of frivolous thing for us to kind of get back in it.
I barely know what it means at this point, but it's kind of what was our favorite / most important game of the year that didn't come out this year.
Yeah, it's always. I've always taken it to mean that it is the game that meant something to us in 2017, regardless of when it came out.
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to say that this originally started because we were not able to name a 2007 Game of the Year that year.
You weren't
Or
able to.
yes, some of us were not in a place.
I was involved in a Game of the Year process that year, although I feel like it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
So what was
it's
the
all
game of the
blur.
year that year?
I don't know. There was no giant bomb in 2007.
Oh,
That was the year Jeff.
That was the year that some of us were between things.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, I was between middle school and high
yeah,
school.
exactly. So then you know that. So that it originally started because we wanted to name a 2007 Game of the Year. I think
In 2008.
In 2008.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so over time, it has grown to just kind of become like,
What old game did you play?
what old game did you play this year? / maybe a game you didn't get to until this year.
Yeah, but oddly has become, I feel like, even more relevant as games are never finished. Like games come out,
Games are never finished, and they constantly keep coming back
Yes,
from the dead.
As like
also,
yeah, because we had definitely cases like this of like, oh, this game is way better now than it was when it released like a year ago.
It just
Right.
takes a year or two for them to finally fix everything.
sometimes they have to age in their digital locker.
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
that's right. Yeah.
And they're happy to sell you that game as it's still aging.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
That's right.
Ripen. Some of these games ripen on the vine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here is the incredibly long list of nominees for
But I guess
2017's Old Game of the Year.
Just to set this up for people who haven't listened, though, like we've pre-populated a lot of these lists with games that we think are likely to come up, but this is by no means every game we've considered.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've cut some already, probably in our heads before writing them down, and also games will probably get added over the
We'll probably
course
think
of
of some in the course of this. I mean, this is a true deliberation. There's no smoke and mirrors here. This is the real deal.
And we got to come to a consensus, right?
Yeah. That's how that works. Stuff's getting typed in as we speak.
All right.
I'm going to read this list. Windjammers, Skyrim, Wolfenstein, The New Order, Destiny, Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
Psychic
Weird
Detective,
Yeah.
That's a weird game.
Tender Loving Care. I don't even know what half of these games are at this point.
They're great.
Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun. Doubt anyone played this except for me. Signed, Rory.
Bad title.
Cool.
Hitman.
Video game titles are just getting weird.
I know, right?
Capcom's
It's like
fault.
weirdly meta.
EX plus Rory.
Hitman. Star Fox 2.
I'm gonna go out on. I'm gonna say that Star Fox 2 is technically
Star Fox doesn't
disqualified.
Star Fox 2 came out
Came out this
Not
year.
a
Yeah.
game.
That came out this year.
But I respect mentioning it at
I've
least.
removed it from the list. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. XCOM Enemy Unknown. Overwatch. Puyo Puyo Tetris came out this year also.
In America.
no.
No, it came out like 2 years ago.
In the U.S., it came out this year.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
consider.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
And,
considering,
And like, if we're not going to consider Yakuza games,
Yeah, that's fair. That's
then it
fair.
shouldn't be in here.
That's fair.
It's a beautiful
Contra.
game, but
Yeah.
Contra's
Good game.
Contra is a beautiful game. You're right.
yeah,
The beautiful game.
Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2. Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Just in general.
The Hedgehog.
that could mean anything.
Definitely
Sonic
the drive-thru
1, Sonic
restaurant
2,
chain.
Definitely not a video game.
Sonic and Knuckles, Super Sonico. Like, what are we talking about?
Knuckles and
here?
Knuckles.
I put it in,
Anybody
but I
wanna
just figured
expand on-
there are like a million Sonic games that came out.
But they're all
There's
bad.
like Sonic
Yeah.
Mania is not bad. Everyone loves Sonic
that's
Mania.
new.
Look,
That's new.
Sonic's in the zeitgeist.
You
Isn't
just wanted-
Sonic Mania
okay.
like
I
a
see what you're
reboot?
doing.
I don't even like Sonic.
Sonic Mania is a state of mind.
Ugh, okay, delete
No,
it.
that came out this year.
But Sonic Mania, I thought like rebooted all the old
There's
levels.
some-
It's a new,
It's still a new game.
Yeah, it's not just old
Okay,
levels.
but-
I think it made more people mad that, like, yeah, these are the good Sonic games. Stop making the bad ones. Instead of being like, oh, yeah, Sonic, we all love
But
Sonic.
people love Sonic Mania. Okay, delete it. Fine.
Pressing the delete key.
Okay.
I think it's
Wow, my one contribution.
I've removed
it's
Sonic.
not the first time
You'll have
existence.
plenty of room to
It
contribute
is not the
elsewhere.
first
No, I don't
time or
think
the
so.
last time Sonic will be deleted from something again.
Yeah, and Brad, yes, you can delete this next one, but
Yeah, Wipeout Omega Collection came out this year. I mean, I kind of get what you're going for.
Yeah.
But that's technically not
no, that's fair.
in bounds.
That's a neat thing, though.
It's a
That-
beautiful
that Wipeout-
collection.
It's a really good 4K showpiece,
Yeah.
like for
Yeah,
for
exactly.
all that stuff.
Dota 2.
Okay.
Marvel Heroes Omega.
Rest in peace.
Metroid 2.
That probably doesn't count.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Metroid 2 is.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about the Game Boy game, that probably counts. But
Did anyone play?
Did you play the Game Boy game?
Metroid 2, the Game Boy game?
No, no,
Yeah,
I played
I did.
AM2R and the new one.
Yeah, so like the shadow that Metroid 2 casts then is relevant. I suppose.
yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
So, okay.
We can leave it on the
It's
list
in
for now.
consideration. All right.
But man, that Game Boy game is rough.
It's tough to play.
It was then.
Both of the remakes are much, much better.
Brad, you can delete Dota. I really like what they did this year. I really like the patches. I really like adding turbo mode. It's made like the gameplay experience a lot easier for me to like hop in, play a quick match, warm up, and then play a real one. Like,
Okay.
they've done
All right.
a lot of quality of life stuff recently.
When you put it that way, I can agree because I'm not a huge fan of turbo mode, but also everybody else here hates Dota, so I've removed it from my list.
Hate is
will
such a
say-
strong
I hate
word.
it.
yeah.
I just don't care about it at all.
All right.
No, that's reasonable.
Casual indifference.
I want it to die, and I want most of the players that like it to suffer.
okay,
Yeah, I think. We
I mean,
can
me
say.
too.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah. But for that to, I guess, for the players to truly suffer, Dota 2 has to keep plugging along.
I'm going to take Shadow Tactics off the list
Shout out to Rory.
because,
Yeah.
indeed,
That game's really good, though.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Also, did
I
it not
tried it.
come out
I-
this year.
Yeah, well, so it came out on PC, I guess, last
Okay,
year. right?
okay.
I bought it
and then
last year.
consoles
Okay,
this
okay.
year.
Console was this year. Okay,
Um,
the game is cool, but yeah,
please use its full name, please.
That game is cool. Shadow Tactics.
Yeah.
/ Rory.
Son Rory. XCOM is a fantastic game.
Yeah?
that-
Yeah,
that
we-
This is the first one,
This is
right?
the first
Yeah,
We
we
all
all the
in-
first reboot.
Yeah.
oh right,
Yeah,
right.
right. Yes.
We
I think-
fell back in love with it this year.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's such a great game.
We're a good team.
It's really good.
Like watching you all play it is a good reminder of like, man, I really didn't like XCOM 2.
Oh yeah.
or Mario and Rabbids.
I don't like
The thing I'll say for that is that I have not played it yet, but I'm very heartened by what they did with that expansion for XCOM 2.
I want to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
everything
stuff
I've-
sounds neat.
It sounds like they did a lot of work on that, which is
Yeah.
is worth noting. But yeah, I don't just like playing just straight up XCOM and Enemy Unknown this year has reminded me just like how incredibly good that first game was.
It
really,
holds
really
up
good.
It's
really,
really good.
well.
It was in fact our game of the year.
Oh yeah.
in
Yeah,
20
yeah,
whatever.
Totally earned it.
2012.
It is a really good game.
Yeah.
Uh, Bruce Lee is a really weird game.
Yes, it is.
You got to get those lanterns.
really
you got to fight that ninja and Yamo, the green sumo.
Is that your buddy?
I mean, he can be your buddy.
Okay.
He can be your angel or your devil.
Okay.
Basically.
What is that for? What is that?
Commodore 64 is a really good version.
Yeah.
What else is
the
it
Atari
on?
version is fine. The
Oh,
Apple
okay.
version is, Apple games are weird, right?
I don't think I ever knew what you're supposed to. We played a 2-player.
You get all the
I wasn't
lanterns.
sure.
You win. Dude,
Yeah,
I feel like I finish Bruce Lee on stream once a year.
it's your game.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I play that game to completion on a regular rate.
Jump kick all those ninja. And
Yeah, once you get the combat down.
So
it's
would
done.
you say it's the old game of 2017 or the old game of every
The
year?
old game of every year. That's why it has to be on this list every year. But I'm fine with it getting cut.
Okay.
What
I
big
kind of
stuff
want to
has
beat it now.
What big stuff has Overwatch done this year? I haven't played a whole lot.
It's
new
new characters.
Yeah.
There've been some new maps
Maps
as
and
well.
stuff, sure.
They've continued to do like the holiday stuff. Like their Lunar New Year stuff was really good this year.
They do some pretty radical reworks on heroes too, like the Mercy ult change. Like they're really active about like changing up stuff that they think players aren't having fun with.
Yeah. I don't know if it's top 3, but I mean,
No.
for me, it's like it's one of the better examples this year of games that survive due to the strength of the post-release content.
Yeah.
I mean, it was popular to begin with, but like they've actually done a good job of like keeping that drip feed going at a steady pace.
They're also very open about it. Like their developer vlogs and stuff with Jeff Kaplan are very like honest, and like they lay out a really clear roadmap of stuff. Like they're really supporting that game in an awesome way.
Even if I don't agree with every change they make, I feel like I understand at least the thinking behind why they do what they do in that game.
Totally.
That all sounds pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
willing to
I just
consider
haven't
it.
played
Yeah.
much of it.
I have not
Same
played
here.
Moira at all. Like
No.
that's about where I kind of checked out and haven't been playing as much lately because of a million other things to play. But
Yeah, like this all sounds actually awesome in the abstract, but if nobody here actually played much
Well,
of
I
it,
was up until about right before Moira came out. Like I was still like when Doomfist came out, I was still playing pretty regularly.
Moira was the first character that I haven't like gone
Haven't
back
touched
to play a bunch of.
Yeah. But I was still playing up until probably like the end of the summer this year.
They made a lot of smart changes to Contra this year.
Yeah,
Pretty good. Updates been great.
as a games as service, like I feel like it's top notch.
Yeah,
You know,
they've done a great job.
Tweak the speed on like the spread. And,
Yeah,
like,
they're very honest with the community.
Super
Yeah, the weekly live streams are good from the developers. Should we take Contra off?
it was really crazy when they added Red Falcon's playable character.
Yeah, that Red Falcon ult change was something.
Yeah, we can take Contra. I fucking love Contra.
Contra's pretty good.
sure?
Game.
Contra's
Yeah.
really great.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Between Contra and Soul Calibur, if we're going after run games, I think Soul Calibur is mine.
yeah,
because I still play it.
Yeah,
To
he loves
remove,
it.
right? Okay, I've deleted.
No, Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur's the most
But
evergreen
that's
game.
the thing is
Shouldn't
that
be on this list.
Vinny, you defeated Soul Calibur.
I defeated the Soul
true.
Calibur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've put it back
Yeah.
in the closet.
You got
But
to
he
Knowledge
lost
of
his soul in the
Soul.
process.
You went from
Yeah.
Siegfried to Nightmare.
Now we can move on
Yeah.
with our lives.
Yeah, I mean, Soul Calibur seems like a very good game.
Yes,
that
still.
I don't want to play you in ever again. So
It is still a very good game.
As somebody who played through the back half of Wolfenstein: The New Order not long ago, I think we should take that off.
yeah,
I also played through
I
it
love
this year.
Yeah,
I feel like so many of us played it this year.
I played it this year,
I
too.
love what they do with those games, but they're not that much fun to actually play.
Yeah, I think
I
it's fair,
think-
but
Like,
That was a kind of a therapeutic game, though, for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I
Did scratch an itch.
I feel
Trust
like
me.
the new Colossus does that way better.
trust me, we will talk plenty about Wolfenstein over the course of this week.
I would just
but-
like to briefly say in favor of the New Order, I think New Order is a better playing game in some ways than the new Colossus is.
I actually
Yeah, I
can kind of
agree.
agree with
but in
you.
terms of storytelling
But it's
and
still got
moments,
problems.
Right.
yes, I think the new Colossus
Like
is
I'm approaching this purely from the standpoint of like the quality of the action.
Yeah.
no. But I also
like
feel
the
like
stories are incredible. Like everything but playing the Wolfenstein games is amazing.
it
But they
gets
just
better.
They're
Yeah,
not,
I mean,
they're not great shooters.
I agree. I do think it gets better if you're just like playing it on easy and like chugging through people.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
But I also think as far as like old games of the year, I don't know if everyone played Wolfenstein: The New Order, but a lot of us did.
like the only rean I didn't is because I've already beaten that game.
Right.
Like so.
but I feel like it was like so many
I
people
felt like
played
it was a
it.
chore to play it, though. I didn't. I was playing it through just so I could get caught up and play it too.
Oh,
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm glad I played it to have that context, but yeah, it's got some issues.
can we leave it on there for
We
now?
can- yeah,
yeah,
we
we don't have to cut it just
Yeah.
yet.
I kind of agree. We all spend a lot of time with it.
yeah.
Maybe we cut Skyrim, but like I'm really surprised how much I'm into it right now, and
That
like
Switch
how it's
port.
held up. That's what I'm playing.
Seems like they did a good job on that port.
It's good, and like just the game itself. Like I haven't played it since it first came out, and I'm right back in. I'm like 10 hours in.
I
and
played
like,
more of it than I really. I still want to keep
I've
playing.
had there's definitely a draw there. I don't know that I would play the Switch version, but seeing the Switch version definitely had me going man.
It rekindled something.
I am strongly considering getting that Switch version.
Yeah.
it's really good.
I want to see the VR game. I haven't seen it, but it's, yeah, right.
Like my only knock against Skyrim being on here is that the versions you can play in 2017. I guess I don't know about the VR version, but in no way can you put Macho Man Dragon in the Switch version of Skyrim.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, but the PC version of that game is still good. If you're not like super into mods.
Is it though with Creators Club stuff?
Well,
Like,
if you're not super into mods, that updated version they put out,
it's better. For
it does still have mod support,
Yeah.
but it is a slightly different thing than base level Skyrim.
It is a really good game to have on the go. Like my flight out here was like 6 hours, and I played it the whole time, and it just flew by. Like that is a great Switch game.
I could see that being on the list. I feel like that and Windjammers are probably on this list.
Windjammers, I think for sure.
Here are two.
Belongs in top 3.
Two, I think, can go. I felt like we needed to talk about these things because, like, sort of like the psychiatric themes of both games, I really needed to just kind of talk out and purge the feelings I had around Psychic Detective and Tender Loving Care, which are nightmarish.
And erotic.
And very erotic.
Yeah. The window
erotic.
scene, yeah.
Tender Loving Care is maybe John Hurt's finest performance.
Oh my gosh, that game.
Fucking pizza.
That game is amazingly bad.
It was,
and we learned a lot about each other.
Yeah,
we really did.
It's on iOS.
It's like someone tried to turn a Silk Stockings episode into an FMV game, but then also was out of their fucking mind.
So like it's
And
also,
to be fair, you would have to be to try to turn an episode of Silk Stockings into a game.
So it also just has like John Hurt coming out in front of a green screen, progressively getting more frustrated with the game until at the very end he just kind of just looks at the camera and walks off and just is like, I
have had enough of this,
and just walks away.
Oh God, John Hurt passed away this year.
Yes, he did.
Man.
R.I.P.
Wasn't it like right before we played that?
It was around that
I think it was
time.
around that time.
But
That was fun.
And Psychic Detective just makes no sense.
No. Psychic Detective is a psychotic break someone filmed.
Yeah, it's very experimental.
Between those two, I like Tender Loving Care more.
I think there's more
me too.
story in Tender Loving Care.
Yeah,
More connected to the characters.
But I just wanted to get that out there and feel like I had said
Tender
what
Loving
needed to be
Care.
said.
So the doll thing,
the doll. Oh,
the like ending.
is that the kid was a doll?
I don't.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Remember,
It's a video
remember
game.
at the end when she's like in the bed, she
jump
looks at the
on the
camera
heads
and they're
of
like
the bad guys.
feeding her. Like,
and that wasn't the ending we got. That was like the good ending we didn't
We
get.
had to YouTube that one, yeah. What was the one we got? Like we murdered our wife and pushed her down the stairs and
and
buried her.
then we got
What?
arrested.
Yeah,
And I think that was what happened.
Yeah.
no, it was not the wife. I
feel like I'm going crazy.
It wasn't the wife.
No, it wasn't the wife. It was the caretaker.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
the sexy nurse.
Yeah, the sexy nurse.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a weird,
All right.
weird game.
That thing's a mess.
I think it's a bad, weird.
good.
So those are getting cut?
I
Is
think
that-
so. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, what were the two that we kind of said?
I feel like Windjammers and Skyrim are probably on here.
Maybe very strong contenders here.
Does anybody disagree with that?
I didn't play much Windjammers, but that
didn't either.
Windjammers, the remake, well, not remake, the what you call it, a port? I
Sure,
guess?
yeah, I guess.
the port
yeah.
seems pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good port for local play. The multiplayer stuff is passable to good, I would say. Like the netcode is pretty good.
Like finally, like a good legal way to play Windjammers.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
totally.
I think the bigger story is that just it exists, like in a legal,
Right, yeah.
re-release. This is pretty cool.
No more Fightcade.
Yeah.
And it's on the Vita.
God, is it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they did a Vita version.
Is
of
it
that.
cross-buy?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's cool.
Keeping that dream alive.
Let's cut Marvel Heroes Omega. This was not a particularly good year for that game.
Yeah.
Especially the
In
part where
many
I guess it
ways.
got shut down. But the months leading up to that were not. Some of the last changes they made to that game were a little rough.
Okay.
But
I think Metroid 2 probably goes, right?
Yeah, but it's nice to say.
sure,
that, like
it's nice to say Metroid 2 rolls off the tongue.
It
You're
does.
right.
Yeah. This last year, I know AM2R was last year, but
It's got a good mouthfeel.
it was real cool for me having not played through the Game Boy one. That's like the only Metroid game I haven't played through. So to have two versions come out within like a little over a year of each
Right,
other,
yeah.
and I got to play through both, and they were both good in their own way, and it didn't feel like I was playing the same game twice. Like it was
Sure.
good for that.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a hell of a package.
It's so good.
I didn't play much Mario Kart 8 original, but I got it for Switch. I've been playing it on the airplane. Like I'm just having a blast with it. I don't think it's I don't think it belongs though. I think it's just a solid, like, it's more Mario Kart. You like Mario Kart? Cool.
I feel like you just wrote the back of box copy for every Mario Kart past the first one.
Kind of. That's my point. It's like, it's Mario Kart, and it's like the battle mode, that stuff that they put in there is neat, but I don't know.
I think it's really good. I also think, like, as someone who played it a ton on the Wii U and then played on the Switch, it still holds up really well. Yep. And the 200cc mode, which I know they had on the Wii U, but it's still like, as someone who plays a lot of Mario Kart, it helped be like, I'm not bored of this game anymore because I have this like new challenging mode. It had like all the maps and the DLCs that I already had. I think it's very good, and I think it's worth staying on the list. I played 50 hours of Mario.
It was kind of a best case scenario for like an old Wii U game you could launch the Switch with.
Yes,
like it was kind of a slam dunk in that regard, and it was also really nice to play that game online and feel like the player base was like huge.
Did it launch? I don't think it launched.
It was pretty close to launch. It was like within a month.
Yeah.
I also played it on the airplane with strangers, which is very fun.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's like it bridges the gaps.
Wait,
what is the No, it was like we played it with the like.
What is the etiquette? What is the
ad hoc thing?
What is the social? Like, how does that come
people next
about?
to me were playing, and I said, "Can I play too?"
Okay.
And they said, "Sure."
Okay,
That's cool.
Awesome.
Weird.
It was fun.
And it's like, that is a really good Mario Kart game,
It's
and
so
barely
good. I
anyone
think
had
it
a
should
Wii
be
U.
on the list.
You really put them in an awkward situation though, because they
No. They recognized me,
What are
so
they
I was
gonna
like,
say,
"Yeah, I'm asking you." They were happy to play.
Imagine just being like, no, I'm doing a thing here.
Sorry, this is the family game.
All right, yeah, that seems sensible.
Man, I can't believe I'm going to type Mario Kart 8 back onto this list.
My son wants it for Christmas.
It's a good game.
It's very fun.
It's very
I told
fun.
him
Intervene.
I told him we already had Sonic Racing Transformed. What else do you need?
Yeah.
Titanfall 2?
I mean,
they've continued to support it pretty well, and added a lot of stuff. I also think, with this being a really weak year for competitive shooting, like stuff like Titanfall 2 and Call of Duty stand out a lot more. As like valuable games. I don't know that I have like a super strong fight for either one of those games, but they're both being well supported and still viable things. Even if most of the Modern Warfare Remastered support at this point is adding new loot boxes to the game.
It's so cool to be able to play one of the best Call of Duties online in 2017.
Yeah.
in a way that feels like it belongs within the context of everything else.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a feeling that Hitman might be like my 2018 old game, like with the new stuff that came out. I just haven't touched any of it yet, but I saw you guys do that quick look and see.
Yeah,
it seems
I
pretty good.
feel like this game is sort of a victim of circumstance, because if we had finished that new campaign,
I've heard things about it.
I don't want to know.
I don't know spoilers. I just heard it's good and crazy.
Well,
that's all I know.
Specifically, I know it does something super weird toward the end. Like, I keep seeing people talk about it, like, totally changing what you do in Hitman or something.
Okay, now I really want to play through that.
Like,
And then you can
mechanics,
deliver a
like,
child.
Big like mechanics changes.
Weird, okay.
And then you can also do the elusive targets, right? That you missed.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, more or less.
Then that's
Like,
neat.
there are some restrictions on it. It's not like this just open season on all those missions, but yeah, they are bringing that stuff back.
I'm in the same boat as you. When I bought that game, I haven't like touched it, but I'm ready to go on it.
What I mean is,
no, but like I feel like next year I'm going to get really deep into Hitman.
I just want to play the new stuff.
I want to play the old and new.
what I mean about the elusive targets is you've already missed some of them if you haven't gotten into the game. Like, it's the same as it was before. You have like a weekend to do
but
that.
now they pop the cork on that. Maybe they'll just bring it around again.
Yeah, that's probably how they will do it.
I hope.
Yeah, I don't know. If we had played through that whole campaign, I feel like I might have a stronger opinion of it.
I did play a fair amount of Hitman in this calendar year.
Yeah.
Maybe the
that game's
thing
good.
Maybe the thing to just say here is that we are glad that Hitman is going to continue apace, and that
Also, what a weird thing.
we're happy to revisit it down the road.
Like, what is the story with that with IO and Hitman, and like they're making like a new Netflix series for Hitman?
Are they really?
They're talking
I
about
think
it.
it was Netflix.
Is it Hulu? I think it might be Hulu.
Well, maybe it was Hulu, and it's like the John Wick guy doing like a Hitman series, and like that went from like being like we're shutting down IO and like take Hitman with you. Okay,
They've embraced self-determination and they're writing their own future.
Did you hear that they got freedom fighters when they did that too?
Wait, No,
That's not possible
That's
because
not-
EA owns
there's-
Freedom
They
Fighters.
from what I understand, that there is some rights that still exist with IO as far as Freedom Fighters.
I
goes.
feel like
wow.
we would have heard a lot about that if that was.
I'm
think
sure.
so.
I'm sure they have some rights to it, but
Maybe that's
I
it.
bet it is not enough.
What if that's the end of the new Hitman campaign? You have to take out the Freedom Fighters.
Didn't they name a bunch of the people in the Colorado map after the Freedom Fighters?
Yeah, there's a bunch
I
of
think so.
references to,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Freedom
Oh, really?
Fighters.
You
and
already do that? Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't take Kanan Lynch though.
There's also like footage of Freedom Fighters playing on some of the in-game TVs and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
pretty.
see,
Well,
Wait,
that's weird then.
wait,
because
in the
if
new
they have-
stuff,
Or it's like
they
a
can
still,
do
it's like a
that.
still frame or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be weird. Okay, well, anyway, I'm bummed I didn't play more of that new stuff, so I can't really.
Maybe there was some contract stuff where the rights reverted. I don't know, but that would be exciting.
I shouldn't. Be
We should make
looking-
Freedom
I
Fighters.
shouldn't be looking this up right now, but now I'm desperate.
Let's add Freedom Fighters to this list.
The game's cool.
All right, we'll get back to that.
But Hitman probably can go. Is what we're
I
thinking.
think so.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people played Destiny 1 this year.
Yeah.
I played some of it until I felt like I had kind of figured out what the differences between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 were going to be, and then I stopped. I played with you a couple of times.
I played a lot of Destiny 1.
You did that raid, right, this year?
Yep, I did my first time raid for Destiny 1. Like, I played Destiny 1 forever ago when it first came out.
Which raid?
And I got back into it. Didn't we do it together?
No.
Did you do vaults?
I did. I think the Vault of Glass. I thought
Okay, no, I was not there.
Okay. I did it with like.
We talked about it. And then
Okay.
and then I
Oh, yeah,
flaked.
that's right.
Yeah.
I think it was the Vault of Glass.
Okay.
I think is what we
That
did.
is that's probably the best one.
It was fun. But I played a lot of Destiny 1. I mean, maybe it's just, I think I might be the only one, but I feel like other people maybe picked it up too, of like, oh,
I
let's
bought
get
it and
into
played that
Destiny
first level and then stopped.
2. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much was it
It was like
to buy it?
$18.
Okay.
Yeah, like I played enough to be like, oh, okay. I think I understand. Like I got into the main loop of it and then was like, all right, I see where we're going here. Now I feel comfortable
Right.
getting, I don't know if I finished the story stuff.
I don't know how good I feel about Destiny in general right now. So
Yeah.
It's a weird
as
day
a
for
franchise
Destiny.
or as
Yeah.
a game?
as
Okay.
a concept.
Oh, jeez.
It's a lifestyle.
Jeez.
Quick side note: Square Enix or IO did take the rights to Freedom Fighters because it was published before the IDOS buyout, so they do have the rights.
But EA published it. So the thing I always heard was that they were unable to do a new Freedom Fighters because EA published Freedom Fighters and EA retained the publishing rights to it, and that the IP
IDOS
was with
said that
them.
they were going to distribute the sequel. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like they
Weird.
have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Strange.
Anyway, yeah.
Freedom Fighters. Weird.
Property rights can get very fucking weird in
Yeah.
those kinds of situations.
You could probably make a pretty good Freedom Fighters sequel these days.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Well, Jim Persman from GameSpot gave it a 9.3.
It's a great game.
It is a great game.
Thrilling action and refined control.
It's the game that makes their follow up so disappointing.
What's their follow-up?
Kane and Lynch.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you like that?
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
One might say was fair.
Fair.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So should Destiny go?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's fair. As maybe the person who played the most of it here. Yeah. Yeah, it can go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like the cases for some of these other games that are still on the list are probably stronger because
Yeah.
we're cutting this down to a list of 3 and then picking a winner.
Right.
I
I
think is
also-
where we'll end up.
Yeah, I also
so.
think Destiny didn't really bring anything new. It was just like, oh, people started playing it again because
It was a refresher.
coming in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We can probably cut Contra. Maybe.
Yeah, let's cut
that was
Contra.
real fun, but we can
fun.
probably cut it.
It's a fun game.
That was a fun series of.
I had fun when we played it at E3. You
Yeah,
made me and
yeah.
Abby play it. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think
Yeah, that was fun.
I think y'all should get into the arcade version of Contra,
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a good version of that game.
which is available on the Xbox 360 or on the Xbox One via Xbox 360
Can we also just
backwards
get like one of those big
compatibility.
arcade towers and fit it into the studio?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
We'll
we
get,
got
we'll get a,
space,
we'll
yeah.
get a Contra arcade machine.
Super easy to capture from. Yeah, definitely.
We should
Cool.
look into the arcade Contra.
Sure.
That would
Which
be
one
so
is
cool.
it? Art Contra 2 that just has the rip-off aliens in it?
Super C?
Is it Super C? That's just
Super
is, like,
C, I think
Super
it is.
Contra in arcades, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that has like the rip-off, like actual like Geiger.
Yeah.
Giger
Is that on the
alien
box art?
designs. Yeah,
I feel like the end of Contra 1 was kind of just that. Too,
Yeah,
though, wasn't it?
yeah.
I mean,
like ribby aliens.
yeah.
Overwatch sounds like they've done a good job, but I mean, none of us we didn't play a lot of it.
If I hadn't fallen off of it by the end of the summer, I would probably make a more of a stink about it. But like, yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, no, I think it's got its recognition here, but it's probably not top 3.
It sounds like they're doing good stuff with
Yeah.
that game. So, but yeah, probably not top 3.
Is this list Windjammers, Skyrim, Mario Kart?
Yes.
I could see that.
I like XCOM.
I could also.
I would fight for
see an
Mario
argument
Kart over
for-
XCOM.
I'd fight for Mario
Yeah.
Kart over all 3.
Yeah, me too.
I think I would too.
Mario Kart is so good. The new port also did so much for the game as far as like accessibility options. They had that stuff where it's like you can't really drive off anymore. They had like you don't have to press the A down the whole time when you're racing. Like they added a bunch of new stuff. I also will say it's great for the Switch.
Yep.
As far as like here's an introduction to games. Here's an introduction to the Switch. You can like do the 2 Joy-Cons. It works pretty well with like a single Joy-Con.
We sat in that fake airplane and tried to play Mario Kart.
It like works really well for that. I don't know. I think it's a very good game, and I think they upgraded it in a really nice way.
I was very surprised with how much I played this year because I played the hell out of the original one. I reviewed it, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll see how it plays on the Switch and be done with it."
It's
like
easy to
you,
get
I put
back
like
into,
a ton of time into it, and I still play it.
I downloaded that game in
everything.
a hotel room and ended up
Played through
playing.
everything.
I'll make this argument. They didn't have to fix XCOM because XCOM was already great. They didn't have to add a thing to it. And they just said, like,
Had to fix Mario Kart.
I mean,
they
they,
did. Look at all these-
fixed,
look at all
they
these things they
improved
improved.
it.
Yeah, they added
it was
fun
like
stuff. They
couldn't
they
improve
added
XCOM.
nice features.
You can be
I'm
Dry
sure
Bowser.
They could have added some nice features to XCOM. You know how janky that clicking the thing is? XCOM, come on. I like XCOM, but I also think we played it because we had a feature on it. And
Yeah.
I guess people probably also played it because XCOM 2 came out and all that stuff. But like, I don't think it's as much of a... People were playing that this year. You know what I mean?
Even XCOM 2 came out last year.
Yeah.
Like the DLC was this year, I guess.
Right,
But,
yeah.
All right, Wolfenstein is not going to make it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
yeah.
make it.
through
Yeah.
this Crucible. Okay.
I
So
think Mario Kart and Skyrim are my top 2.
Saints Row's better than Skyrim.
No way.
Yeah, Saints Row the Third.
I mean, yes.
That's a video game.
We should just put that.
Is it on the Switch?
Nope. We should have that.
One of the
knockoff
greatest
Skyrim.
mistakes of history.
Nope. No. Nope.
All right. I like Windjammers, I like Mario Kart, and I like XCOM over Skyrim.
Yeah.
I could be okay with that. I would be all right with that.
Very surprising how good Skyrim still is. I thought it was going to feel much more dated than it was, and I'm like, wait, like that's the main game I'm into right now. I'm loving it.
Honestly, if I could have mods on the Switch version, I would be playing that. Like, I would have been already playing that. But the fact that there is a decent, I mean, I'll say good, portable version of Skyrim, like, is really appealing to me.
Yeah,
It's a good
totally.
excuse to play it totally different than the first time, because the first time I was full on just melee guy all the time, but now I'm this like magic archer stealthy guy, and it just feels like a whole new game, and it's really fun.
And even as someone who is not big on Bethesda style RPGs in general, I'm nonetheless impressed that they found a way to make Skyrim not only relevant but actually work well on like new platforms in 2017.
Yeah,
And I've seen some really good bugs, so they didn't fix it up too much.
Right.
Yeah,
It's the
it's
right
the
amount
right
of
way.
jank. Yeah.
You can't make those games.
Here's a con, though. You have to hear the arrow in the knee joke again.
I did hear
That's
that.
a bummer.
They didn't patch it in. Like,
That honestly seems like something they should have like just taken out.
Or make like like times
Right.
5.
Yeah.
Everyone says it.
verbosity.
Don't turn it all the way up.
How about Windjammers definitely on this list? Like, I think it's cool that it came out. It's amazing that it came out, but I didn't play much of it.
There's no other year for it.
I think it won one of ours, didn't it?
Yeah.
An old game of the year.
I think that's how good Windjammers. I think probably
That's how good Windjammers is.
Well, okay, so my point here is that this is the last year that will probably crop up on one of these lists.
Unless we play a ton of Windjammers next year.
I think it is really cool that like if you couldn't play it legally before, now you can. That's a pretty big
Yeah, totally. It's a game that like you think of as this minor thing that is never gonna be brought back because why would anyone go to the effort? And it turns out, oh wait, it's like big in France.
Yeah, it's still really popular in
and
spots.
that was enough for it to get, and it was treated well. Like the remake was treated well. They did some good stuff with it. Even if BU's not in the game, they still.
It's DLC. Let's give it time.
Yeah, right. They did pretty okay by that thing.
Yeah.
I would say we cut XCOM for the same reasons we cut Contra and Soul Calibur. And that, like, I think we have a lot of good thoughts about that game right now because we're doing a feature on it. And we've been having a good time with that. But, like, I don't think the game itself did anything in 2017. If we weren't doing the videos, there's no way we'd be talking about it.
I think us.
That's not a point of distinction.
Yeah, I think for us, like since these are our awards, like that level of interest just from this team is worth at least having that kind of consideration.
Yeah, this is purely just what we cared about.
I don't know, if it impacts it one way or the other, but I've been doing some reading on the internet, and my understanding is that you're all incredibly bad at XCOM.
that is not true.
I haven't lost
two
a
of the
single
three
soldier.
of you are.
I've gotten much better, too.
I have not lost a single person.
I have,
I don't
but
think I
I've
have
been
either.
doing pretty well lately.
Yeah.
I don't think I've lost anyone.
I think I'm screwed when I get back, but right now I've got a good streak going.
You'll be all right.
Like, for
maybe.
me, out of all these games on here, XCOM is the one I just want to go play.
Yeah.
Out of these four. But I was never a huge Mario Kart after the SNES.
We know about your Sonic Racing
feel like
Transform bias.
Just it's just the underdog, an underdog story.
I feel
See,
I very
Sonic
much
should be on this list.
I very much feel like I'm part of old man grumpy board of Mario Kart corner over here.
Man.
Oh no,
No.
It's one of the best
very
Mario Karts.
Hearing this
good.
conversation
It is-
has pushed it to my
less.
personal winner of this list.
Wow.
I
it's
really
mine.
do appreciate, like, Abby's brought up a lot of good points about, like, just the quality of life stuff and like keeping it fresh with the 200, like. And I want to go back to the battle mode. Like they bring back some of the classic tracks from like the Super Nintendo version, and there's like you use the feather jump, like which isn't even in the main game at all.
Yeah.
But they've brought it back just because why not?
And they added the 2 items thing. You can't do the switch like in Double Dash, but you can stack items. You couldn't do that in the original
The
one.
different modes are fun. Like this is the first time I've had fun with battle modes outside of just pop the balloons. Like the coin one or
the steel shine.
Yeah, they're not all
whatever.
perfect, but most of them are pretty good.
They added that third like boost when you go around turns, the purple one.
Yeah.
I mean, they added stuff to it. It's not just a port.
Yeah.
So is it not an old game?
No, it's still an old game.
It's still Mario Kart 8.
All right. It's technically Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It did come out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so did the Skyrim port.
Yeah. I think
And so
that,
did Windjammers.
I think that's a strong case.
Yeah.
I think Windjammers needs to be on the list.
I think so, too.
And Mario Kart sounds pretty strong.
Yeah.
The other two I'm less invested in. I would go Skyrim, but if people feel strongly about XCOM,
I mean, listen, I really like XCOM, but I understand the argument for putting Skyrim on a Switch, something that I didn't think was possible.
Right.
But when I think about Skyrim, I get exhausted. When I go to
No,
sleep.
totally. Like of the
When I think
two,
of XCOM, I get exhausted.
When I think of XCOM, I get anxious and like I'm scared that like, especially since we're playing on Iron Man, it is like such a
Right.
different and you trust. I mean, it's the way we're playing. I never did an Iron Man run, and it makes me want to do like my own Iron Man run.
You're a robot.
yeah, no, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You got a big
Yeah,
mech
you
suit.
and my cat are
Oh, you're
robots.
talking about XCOM.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
All right, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
fine.
you and Dirt Bike.
Great.
That's true. You have a flamethrower.
I'm dead.
It's pretty good.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
me
great.
too.
I'm the
Art,
most decorated
no,
soldier. Yeah.
That's Dave.
Actually, I think that's Dave Lang.
I don't know about
Dave
that.
Reichert.
All right, I think we can let go of XCOM.
We can take it off this list, but I will never let go of it.
I would vote Mario Kart for the winner.
I also would.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, in terms of what I want to
The
play.
millennial table over here.
We talked about Windjammers. We talked about good times, video games,
I mean, of the
I
ones.
will.
and that's it.
I literally haven't played Windjammers this year, so I
haven't either.
got nothing to say.
I played it and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it looked really good, especially as someone who hasn't played the original. I was like, oh, this holds up. As like, if this came out this year as a new game, I'd be like, cool, this is a fun new game.
Right.
But also, I enjoyed playing it with us, but I didn't want to go home and play it myself.
Yeah, I ended up going home and I spent some time with that
Oh,
thing,
really?
just playing strangers on the internet, which was fun because like it's good to you start getting the way they built the tiers and all that other stuff. Like you get wrapped up in your ranked points and like there was a little bit of like, okay, I've got a pretty
Yeah,
good
they
streak
added a
going
lot to
here,
that game.
and it's mostly like they redid the menus and added some
Well, yeah,
trappings
they, like,
around the ranked mode, but
Broke out the mini games into a separate mode and stuff.
yeah, which is like that stuff's more fun than the like playing against the AI is. So it's smart of them to break that stuff out.
Yeah.
But it's also like fun like twice. It's like if you had a menu item on Street Fighter 2 that was like beat up this car,
Yeah.
you would do it twice and go,
Exactly.
that's fucking cool,
Sounds
and
great.
then never do it again. It was awesome to have like a good steady way to play Windjammers against people. The online scene is not there much anymore, so it's kind of hard to do that.
Is that going to make it harder or easier to get those trophies now?
I guess easier because if you can guarantee you're matching up with the same people in a ranked game or whatever, you should. I don't remember the trophies well enough to know.
We should talk later.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's fine.
Wait,
I guess I don't think
fun?
Windjammers necessarily has to win.
I'm glad that it's top 3.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Man, there's some.
When I think about the online scene,
it's a
like,
really good case for Mario Kart. I think this year.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Skyrim or Mario Kart, and of the two, I would much rather be playing Mario Kart.
Like that Mario Kart game was the closest I've come in ever to like going like maybe Mario Kart.
Right.
Like it's probably no, I think I deleted it, but it was on my Switch for some chunk of the year. I loaded it more than once, which is
that's
the best
huge.
thing
There
I
we
can
go.
say about a Mario Kart game
Make that bold.
ever.
Yay!
So
there we go. Yeah, I'm into it.
I win.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will probably buy it for my kid for Christmas.
Nice.
Sure, you want
That's going to be a happy child.
Yeah, because it's a game for 5-year-olds.
Thank you.
that was a moral victory.
Excuse me, I am mentally 6 years old.
All right. 2017's old game of the year is Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Wow.
Now I'm just gonna buy my son XCOM and say, get good at this, kill those aliens.
Life is pain, kid.
Start him on Iron Man.
Just Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you stream it so you can get all the comments too.
Yeah. Oh, he's really good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He doesn't know you can't run. Oh.
Oh, why is he dashing so much?
Using a controller.
All right, let's move on to Best Shopkeeper.
Well, do you want to read them real quick? Just
What's that?
The winner and
Yeah. I mean, we'll wrap these up at the end of the show.
Okay.
But yeah, Mario Kart 8 is the old game of the year. Windjammers and Skyrim trailing behind.